Good morning, student, and welcome to Sri Eknath Rao Khadse Talent School Muktai Nagar online tutorial. I am Sachin Patil, your computer teacher, and today in this session we are going to start our chapter 2, session 2, networking fundamentals. Now, let us start our chapter. See, what is computer network? A computer network is a collection of computers and other hardware components interconnected by channels or satellite. Huh? Interconnected by channels. Which are that channels? That channels is nothing but the cables or satellite. Huh? If you are using the cables, that is nothing but the telephone line, and if we are using a satellite, that is nothing but the wireless. So all these computers are and computer hardware, they are connected through a channel with the cables or satellite, and what they are doing, they are sharing the resources. What they are doing, sharing the resources and information. Resources means what? Your printer, scanner, computer, all these are interconnected through a computer network, and that is called computer network. And how they are connected, and how they can communication with the help of cable and satellite, that is called computer network. So this session introduce you to the basic fundamental concepts of networking and internet, and using a different types of internet connection, and which are that different types of internet connection that we are going to learn in this session. Understand? Now see, networks are designed using the information following architecture. Which are that architecture? There are two types of architecture. First is peer-to-peer architecture, and second is client-server architecture. Okay? See, now what is peer-to-peer architecture? See now, networks in which all computers have an equal status are called peer-to-peer networks. Means in our lab, huh, all the computers are interconnected. And how they are connected? Peer-to-peer. In our computer lab, all computers are connected or interconnected, and their connection is peer-to-peer connection, means they are using a peer-to-peer architecture. Generally, in such a network, each terminal has an equal competent CPU. Equal competent CPU means what? What is it means? Equally competent CPU means all the CPU has equal level. Somehow their processing speed is uh, small or big, that is no problem, but they are in equally, they don't have a special terminal. So this architecture is called as a peer-to-peer architecture. It means all the computers or processor are in equal status. Okay, this is called P2P architecture. Now next is client server architecture. What is the second network type? That is client server architecture. Networks in which certain computers have a special dedicated task. In the networks, in case in our computer lab, huh, all the computers are connected, but among that computers, one computer is a special dedicated computer, and that computer has a special dedicated task. Why that computer is special? Because their capacity, their processing speed is different or higher than the other computers. Huh? So what we call that computer? We call that computer as a client server or server computer. We call that computer is called as a server computer, and the network is called as a client server network. Means from the network from that computer to other computers, that is a client server networks. Means the special computer is called as a server, and the other computers are called as a clients. Understand? See, the computers which provide services are called servers, and the ones that use and the services which are used by the other computers, that computers is called as a client. Understand what is client computers and what is server computer? And what is their network? That is the client server network or the client server architecture. They are using client server architecture. That network is called as a client server network. And one special computer is called as a server because it provides the service to the other computers, and the other computers are receiving the service. That's why that computer is called as a client. Understand? Now next, the types of network. Which are the types of network? See, there are two major types of network: local area network and wide area network. What now? Let us move the local area network. What is local area network? See, a local area network is one which connects computer and devices in a limited geographical area such as home, school, computer, laboratory, office building or closely positioned group of buildings. Means it's very a limited area. It's not going outside the that geographical area. That is called local area network. Means in our computer lab, 20 computers are there. In our office, 2 3 computers are there. In our library, 2 3 computers are there. In our classes, 2 3 computers are there. Means that all computers are are in a one building. So, and all these computers are connected with the network. So that network is called as a local area networks. Means they have a very limited geographical area for the connection. So that is the local area network. Understand? Usually, local area network offers a very high speed and are used for connecting the computers and peripherals such as printers and scanners. Mostly the LAN network is used for everywhere in every organization because it uses very high speed. It connects to the computer with the peripheral just like printer and scanner. So this is very highly used network, local area network. Now the second is wide area network. What is wide area network? See, a wide area network WAN is one which covers a broad area. Broad area, which broad area? Any network that links across the metropolitan, regional or national boundaries. Means it across the metropolitan cities. Means Jalgaon, it is a one metropolitan city. Mumbai, it is a one metropolitan city. Pune, it is the one metropolitan city. So the computers which are present in the Pune, the computers which are present in the Mumbai, and the computers which are present in the Jalgaon city, all these computers are connected or interconnected. That network is called as a wide area network. Rather than the computers which are present in the Maharashtra and the computers that are present in the Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Jammu and Kashmir, and they are connected. That is the regional network, means wide area network. They are connected through wide area network. Again, from one country to other country, that computers are connected, that they are using wide area network. So this wide area network uses a very big geographical area. That is called wide area network. Understand? Now next, internet. What is internet? See, the internet is a global system, interconnected computer networks that use the standard internet protocol. means it is a interconnected network, computer network. Internet means what? It is the interconnected computer networks that are use standard internet protocol. Standard internet protocol. What it's mean? Internet protocol. Internet protocols means they are following the rules. Network or the internet have some rules. They are following that rules. Among that rules, they are interconnected to other computers, and that computers have a network, and that worldwide networks, and it is worldwide used by all the users. So it is called as a internet. It is a network of networks. Internet is called as a networks of network that consist of millions of private, public, academic, business and government networks. Means all the organizations that are present in government, that are present in organizations, that are present in business, that are public or private, all different organizations network are connected through this internet. They are connected through this internet. So it is the internet is called as a networks of network. Why the network of internet is called as a network of network? Because that consists of a millions of private, public, academic, business and government networks. That's why it is a network of network. Understand? Now next, see, internet is one of the most useful technology of modern times which help us in our daily personal and professional life. Yes, we all know that. In our daily life we are using various social sites just like WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So that time we are using the internet. So sometimes we are using these social sites by professionally for our business purpose. So in this way, we daily life our in our daily life we are using internet. Internet is widely used by students, educational institutes, scientists, and professionals to gather the information for research and general information. Huh? Most of the students, scientists, they are using the internet for searching or researching the information to collect the information from different places. So in this way they are using. Now the internet is the largest encyclopedia for all age of groups. Internet is the largest encyclopedia for all age of groups. The internet helps in maintaining a contact with friends and relatives who live across different locations via internet chatting system and email software. Yes, we all using the emails, WhatsApp, Facebook. By these social sites, we can chat or messaging to our relatives or friends that are far across from us. So that time we are using the internet. Internet is also becoming a major source of entertainment for the general public. It is also used for entertainment. Now the next is World Wide Web. What is World Wide Web? See, World Wide Web, it is also abbreviated as a WWW or W3, and commonly it is known as a web. World Wide Web, it is commonly known as a web. What this World Wide Web is doing? See, now World Wide Web is a system of the interlinked hypertext documents accessed via internet. Interlink hypertext document. You know the hypertext document and how they are interconnected? See, I will show you. See. Here, assume this is a one website in front of you. This is a one website is present on the internet, correct? And this website is having different web pages, number of web pages. This website having a number of web pages, and that web pages are interconnected with the hypertext, with the hypertext. These web pages are interconnected through hypertext. Means when we go on the web page first, what happens if we want to go on the another web page? So that time we just connect two web pages by this hypertext. This hypertext means what? It is the linking between the two web pages. Hypertext, it is the linking text between the two web pages. That is called hypertext. Understand? So this website is the having number of web pages, and that web pages is interconnected through this hypertext. And that hypertext is nothing but the blue color line. I will show you on by in this way. Here, see, this is the original one website, and here the blue color text. Have you seen this blue color text? That blue color text is nothing but the hypertext. When we click on this hypertext, what happens? It directly jump to the next web page that is linked to this page. Just I will show you. I am clicking on this blue color text. See, it directly goes on the next page, and the next window is appears to us. In this way, that is called hypertext, and that all web pages are interconnected in one website. Understand? Now next, see. With a web browser, one can view web pages. How we can view the web pages? Through the web browser. You know the web browser? This web browser help us to view the web pages on the website. That may contains, and that web page, what that web pages contains? That web pages contains text, images, videos, and other multimedia, and navigate between them. Okay? Between them via hyperlinks. Understand? Now next, see. Information is stored on the web servers referred to as the web pages and are retrieved by using a web browser. Which are the web browsers? Firefox. See, this is the Google Chrome, Opera. Here the Opera, Google, then Firefox. All these are called as a web browsers. I will show you here. See, this one. This is a Google. Then this is Opera. This is Opera. This is Google. All these are called as a web browsers. Understand? A web browser. What is web browser then? A web browser is a software. Web browser is a software used to view websites and acts as an interface between the user and World Wide Web. What this web browser is doing? When we click on this web browser, Google, Opera, Firefox, what this web browser is doing? That web browser is nothing but a software or a program. It just connect with the website by the internet. Means it is the mediator between the user and the website. Who is the mediator? Web browser. That web browser is connected to the website and the user, and it is connected through internet. That is called web browser. Understand? Now see, a web server is a computer that stores websites and their related files for viewing on the internet. A web server is a computer. Web server is a computer that stores websites and their related files for viewing on the internet. Just like it is one program or store place on the internet. that stores all kinds of websites which are present in this world. All that website is stored on the web server. Whenever the user is logging on the internet or starting the internet, that time we just retrieve all these websites from web server. So it is the function of web server. Understand? Now next, some of the advantages associated with the networkings. Which are that advantages? See. So advantages of networking. There are four advantages, that is data sharing, hardware sharing, internet access sharing, and usage of network based application. What is data sharing? See, one of the most important users of network is to allow sharing of data. Means when our computers are in network, we have 20 computers in our lab. And in one computer, in computer first, there is a important data, and that data we want to share with the other computer number 10. So that time this networking is very important, and that is called data sharing. That is called data sharing. By we can share our text, spreadsheet, documents, presentation, or audio or video files by networking. And that sharing is called as a data sharing. So that's why it is the advantages of networking. What? Data sharing, it is the advantages. Understand? Now the next is hardware sharing. What is hardware sharing? Hardware components such as printer, scanner, etc. can also be shared. For example, we have 10 computers. Can we purchase a 10 printer or 10 scanner? No, we can purchase only one computer and one scanner, and that one computer or one scanner we can install on one computer, and we are share that one computer, one printer and one scanner to all the 20 computers. By how we can share? By using a networking. By using a networking, we can share a single computer, a single printer, single scanner by networking, and that sharing is called as a hardware sharing. Single printer or single scanner we can share by using a networking, and that sharing is called as a hardware sharing. Hardware share computers such as printer and scanner. Okay, so that is called hardware sharing. Now third advantage is internet access sharing. What is inside? See, you can purchase a single internet connection and share it to among other computers in a network instead of purchasing a multiple internet connection for each computer. If we, in our lab 20 computers are there, can we purchase a 20 internet connection? No, that is a waste of money. So what we do? We purchase a single internet connection, and that single interconnection we can connect to the one computer, and by networking, by using a networking, we can connect all the remaining 19 computers to that single computer. So that is called internet access sharing. That is called internet access sharing. This is also advantages of networking. Understand? Now the fourth advantage is usage of network based application. Usage of network based application means what? Such as web browsers, email clients, chat application, audio video calling, etc. is another advantages. Means what? Usage of network means what? Means by using a networking and on the internet there are some application. By using that application we can chat or communicate with our friends. So how this is possible? By using a networking. By using a networking, and that network based application we are used to communicate with our friends and relatives. So this is the usage of network based application. Understand? All these are the four advantages associated with networking. Okay. Now getting access to the internet. How we can access to the internet? See, to use the internet, you need an internet connection. Correct? So internet connections are provided by internet service provider. Means some internet service providers are present in our in the world. What they are doing in our country also. That internet service provider provides the service. Which kind of service they are providing? They are providing the internet connection. That service they are providing. And what is their name? Just like a Bharat Sanchar Nigam, BSNL, Airtel, MTS, Vodafone, Tata, Docomo. So these are all are internet service providers, and they are providing the internet. See, now the next topic is internet service provider. What is their function or meaning? See, as internet service provider is an organization. What? It is an organization which provides you with access to the internet via dial-up. Dial-up means a modem, a small box. Have you seen that small box? It is a small box that are used to connect with the internet through the cables or through wireless. Understand? So that modem helps to connect your computer with the internet. And that modem is provided by these internet service provider organizations. They are providing this modem. So they are providing a cable modem or wireless modem. So in this way we can connect. Choose connectivity depends on availability of particular technology, speed and connection type in your area. Usually small and medium business users, home users use connectivity types such as DSL, cable modem, dial-up, broadband, wireless connection. Means a small organization. They are using which type of modem? They are using a DSL cable modem. They are using DSL type cable modem. Modem means that is a small box that helps to connect to the internet. In our computer lab, we are also using a DSL cable modem. Okay. Now, medium to large business users, customers with more demanding requirements may use high-speed connectivity such as DSL high-speed ISDN. In the big companies or big organizations, they have a lot of working. That's why they requires ISDN, DSL high-speed ISDN connection or modem. ISDN modem they want to use. They are using. Okay, this is all about the internet service provider. Now, what is modem? See, a modem is a device. A modem is a device or a small box. Modem is a device that converts digital computer signal into analog signals, into a form of analog signal, and that can travel over the phone lines. Means what this modem is doing, it is the mediator between the computer and internet. What the modem is doing, it converts the signals, digital signal coming from the computer and converts into analog signal, because the telephone wire always carries analog signal. Which type of signal the telephone lines carries? The telephone line carries analog signal, analog type signal. So this modem has the function to convert the digital signal into analog signal and carries from phone lines to the internet service provider or to the satellite. Okay. Now it also reconverts the analog signal. Back into digital signal. If some data is coming from the internet through the telephone lines, that all the data are in the form of analog signal, and that analog signal is converted by this modem and transferred to the computer in digital signal. Understand? Now the word Modem is derived from the function modular or demodular. The word modem is derived from its function modulator or demodulator. It is the engineering concept. Whenever you go in the engineering, that time it is in detail section what is modulator and what is demodulator. Okay. Now next, types of common internet connectivity. Types of common internet connectivity. Which are the common internet connectivity? There are different types of internet connectivity available today. It can be widely categorized into wired and wireless. So which are these? C. Technology and types of technology. Dial-up, it is the wired. DSL, it is also wired. Cable internet access, it is wired. 3G, it is wireless. WiMAX, it is wireless, and Wi-Fi, it is wireless. Huh? Dial-up, DSL, and cable internet access. Three are the wired, and three are the wireless. So these are the 6 types of common internet connectivity. Some of the commonly used internet connectivities are C. See, what is dial-up? Dial-up internet access is a form of internet access that uses the facility of public switch telephone network to establish a connection to an internet service provider via telephone lines using a device called modem. Dial-up, it is the facility to the public switch telephone network, public switch telephone network to establish a connection. This dial-up establish a connection to an where it established this connection, internet service provider to the telephone lines, and that device is called as a modem. Understand? Users dial up particular number provided by ISP and gain access to the internet. Users dial a particular number provided by the ISP and gain access to the internet. Means this internet service provider, they are providing a one big number. That number is used for connecting on the internet by dial-up modem. Okay, so this is the function of dial-up. Dial-up connections are extremely slow, and most cases it is replaced by high-speed connection such as DSL cable modem. DSL cable. Dial-up speed is very slow, so that's why there is upgraded device that is nothing but the DSL modem. DSL. In the old time, the dial-up is used. Now the DSL modem are used, and what is DSL? Digital subscriber line provides internet access by transmitting digital data over the wires of local telephone network. By the local telephone network, the digital data is transmitted by using this DSL. DSL service is delivered. DSL service is delivered along with the wire telephone service on the same telephone lines. This DSL, what this DSL is doing? Telephone is also going on and the internet is also going on. Both the way we are using this telephone line by using DSL. Okay. On the customer premises, a DSL filter removes the high frequency interface, enabling a simultaneously use of telephone and data transmission. Yeah, simultaneously it can be used as a telephone and it can be used as a data transmission. Both the way the DSL is used. DSL modem is used. For using a DSL connection, you need a DSL modem and subscription. To use a DSL connection, what you need? You need a DSL modem and a subscription. Subscription means that internet, that service, internet service provider means service. Okay. This is about the DSL. Now, what is cable internet access? Cable internet access is a form of broadband internet access. That uses the cable television infrastructure. In our home, all we have the TV, correct? Television, correct? How our TV is working? By using the cable, that what, television cable or broadband cable, that cable is called as a what, broadband internet or cable internet access. A cable internet access is provided through existing cable TV networks, and this is similar to DSL that is provided over the existing telephone lines. That is provided over the existing telephone lines. So this is all about the cable internet access. Now what is 3G? See, 3G, short form third generation, is a set of standard. Third generation means it is the set of standard. Second generation, third generation, fourth generation. So these are called as a set of standard used for mobile devices and mobile telecommunication services. Where it can be used for mobile devices and mobile telecommunication services and networks. High speed downlink packets access is a 3G mobile telephony communication protocol that allows higher data transfer speed and capacity. Higher data transfer. Here the 3G has a very higher data transfer speed capacity. What is its advantages? It advantages has higher data transfer speed capacity. It supports for 3G available on your mobile phone, and you can subscribe to 3G connectivity with your ISP in order to get high speed internet connection on your phone. To get the 3G availability, you have to subscribe with your ISP, with your internet service provider. You have to subscribe first. Then you can use this service, and this service have a very higher data transfer speed capacity. Okay. Now what is WiMAX? WiMAX worldwide interoperability for microwave access. Means what? WiMAX is a wireless communication standard designed to provide mobile broadband connectivity across cities and across through the a variety of devices. Across through the city to the variety of devices. Means this WiMAX is a long range system. What? It is very wide range system. It is not a small geography. It cannot connect to the small geographical area. It converts a wide or a long range system covering a many kilometers. Is typically used where DSL and cable internet access cannot be used. Where internet cable access or DSL will not work in this long range or many kilometers. That time WiMAX is used. WiMAX devices or WiMAX service network service is used. So this could be difficult in laying out cables for homes and offices located in remote location but needs access to the internet. Sometimes what happens, there is a long distances having a remote locations, very remote location, just like a Pokhran, Kashmir. So then desert, they have very remote locations. So in these remote locations, the cables is not possible to lay down. That time, what we use for the internet, we are using the WiMAX services. We are using WiMAX connectivity, wireless communication. WiMAX, it is the wireless communication, and that WiMAX wireless communication we are using in the remote areas where the dial-up and DSL cables we are not able to lay down. Okay, that place we are using WiMAX. Now next is Wi-Fi. What is Wi-Fi? See, Wi-Fi is a popular technology that allows an electronic device such as computer or a mobile phones to exchange data wirelessly over the network, including a high-speed internet connection. Means It is the electronic device that just connect with the computers or mobile to exchange your data from one place to another place, one device to another place, one mobile to another mobile, one computer to another computer, including high speed internet connectivity. That is called Wi-Fi. Understand? Wi-Fi devices such as personal computer, smartphone, video games, console, etc. can connect to a network resources such as internet through a device called wireless access point, WAP. This Wi-Fi is using a WAP connectivity, wireless access point. That connectivity is called as a wireless access point, WAP. This Wi-Fi connectivity is used the network resource and that internet through a device. Which device is used for the Wi-Fi? WAP, wireless access point. Wi-Fi is used where cables cannot run. Wi-Fi where cables cannot run, such as old buildings, outdoor areas, to provide a network and internet access. Wi-Fi can also be used where users requires mobile connectivity. Where means we cannot able to lay down the cables, that places we are using a Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi is used for that purpose. Wi-Fi connectivity is used in a home, offices, hotels, college, school, campus, typically or for internet. Means in such a places where we don't want to show the cables, bundles of cables, the lines of cables. That in that place we are using the Wi-Fi to access the internet, and that Wi-Fi is connected with the device that is called WAP. Understand? Now, what is data transfer on the internet? See, data transfer on the internet. Having talk of data transfer and internet, having talk of data transfer and the internet, have you ever wondered how sitting in one corner of the world you get information from another distant area in a few seconds? Yes, it is the question mark in our mind. And how we can connect? We are sitting in our school and we are talking with the other person. Those are very far away from us. So how this connectivity is possible and how this connection is going on? See, in a very simple language, let's see what happens to piece of data, say a web page, when it is transferred over the internet. On the internet, a single web page, how it can be transferred? See, the data is broken up into a bits of same size pieces called packets. How that data is going? All this data, our talking data, our typing data, our photos, our videos, our music, all this data broken up into bits of same size pieces, into a bits 0 and 1. We know bits 0 and 1. So all this data is broken into bits of same size piece of, and that piece is called as a packets. That piece is called as a packets. Now a header is attached. A header is added to each packet explaining where the data has come from. And all these small piece of packets has one header, and that header explaining which kind of data and from where it is coming. That header takes all this information and where it should be end up and where it fits in with the rest of the packets. So that header contains that information about that data or that data packets, and it just go through the internet, and each packet is sent from computer to computer until it finds its destination. Okay, means if we are sending from Jalgaon and we want to send it in the Mumbai, so the computer which are present in the Jalgaon, all the data is have the same size in the packets, and that packets contains the header, and that header can transfer to the internet from one computer to another computer and reach up to the destination in the Mumbai in that computer. So each computer on the way decides where the next to send packets, and all packets may not take the same route. All the packets may not take the same route. If that packets contains the same having the same data, so all these packets are not going the same route. They are taking the different routes, means different internet connection or different cables, dial up, DSL, wireless cable, different way they are going and collect to the one destination. At the destination, the packets are examined. Huh? When all the packets are reached to the destination, that all the small size piece packet are checked by the header whether all the packets are coming or not. Once the header is finalized that all the packets are coming, so it can be stored or saved to that computer. Okay, in this way the data is transferred. If any packet are missing or damaged, a message is sent asking for them to be resent. Means if any packet, a small piece of packet is missed or damaged or corrupt, the one message is reverted back to the sender's computer, and this continues until all packets have been received intact. Okay, in this way the data is transferred from one place to another place by networking, and the packets are now reassembled into their original form. All this done in a seconds. How it possible? In a seconds all the data is broken down into pieces that goes by different ways and reach to the destination and examine all the data is coming or not. All the data is coming, and that data is again converts into digital form, analog to digital form. So in this way, and this all happens in a second. This all happens in a seconds. So how the speed of the network, it depends upon the internet service provider. Understand? Now, to access the internet, you need an active internet connection. To access the internet, you need an active internet connection, and you need to gather and understand your requirement carefully before subscribing to an internet connection plan. Before subscribing to an internet connection plan. In this exercise, you will learn how to choose an internet connection. Okay? Now see, what is this? Some of the common questions that help you in your decision are, what is the purpose of getting this connection? Will you use the connection regularly? How much data will be downloaded on the average per month? This is the exercise you have to solve. These questions, some of the common questions that help you in your decision. So means when you have to get the internet connection, so what the questions are coming in your mind? What is the purpose of getting this connection? Will you use this connection regularly? How much data you will download on average per month? How much speed do you need? What technology is available in your particular area? What are the different plans available for the ISP? Means the internet service provider, they have which kind of plans for the internet? Is there any limitations to catch and select a plan? So all these are the questions that are arising, may possible arising in your mind when you want to need a internet connection. So use the following table to compare the different subscription plan to get an estimate and analyze if that would suit your requirements. So this is the plan that are getting to you. See, ISP, plan name, download speed, download limit and feed modem. In this way you can make your plan, and from this you can understand which plan is suitable for your needs. To access the Wi-Fi, you need an access point with an active internet connection. Usually, when you subscribe to an internet connection, ISP provides options to purchase or rent Wi-Fi router that can act as a both internet connected devices and access point Wi-Fi connectivity. Means once you finalize one of the plan, so you need one ISP provider. They can provide you a Wi-Fi router. They can provide you. They can offer you to purchase or rent a Wi-Fi router, and that can act both internet connectivity devices to access a point of Wi-Fi connectivity. After setting up your Wi-Fi network, technically experts on your computer, if your computer is any kind of computer just like a Windows XP, you can take any connection. So for if your computer is a Windows XP, the system is what is the procedure to install your modem. See, right click on the wireless icon in the system tray. Here is the Wi-Fi icon. Here you right click on wireless icon in the system tray where the system tray is present on the status bar bottom of the on the bottom of the screen. That is the status bar. In that status bar, this wireless icon is present. Right click on this wireless icon and click view available wireless networks. Okay, and Windows XP will display the list of available Wi-Fi networks. You can choose any one connection from the list selected by double click on the name and displayed in the list. Okay, see, I will show you. Here on the status bar, you see, this is the Wi-Fi connection. I will start here Wi-Fi connection. See, here the Wi-Fi connection is connected in this way. I am right click here, open a network and sharing center and connect to the internet. In this way we can connect to the internet. Means this is the connection to the internet. I hope you enjoyed the today's session. Thank you, student. Now we will come on the next session next day. Thank you.